I when I made Old Stone, I felt that there's something about this kind of playing with perceptions of what people expect. So Old Stone, I remember the international community when they watched it, they were like, especially in Berlin, they were like, oh my God, I've been to China. This is how I felt over there. There was a darkness and a but the thing about it was like that's not the China that I know, like completely. I mean, yes, there is that part of it, but that's not all of China. There's a lot more beauty to it too, and I do know that there is a kind of a art house cinema or festival film category for China, and it does. It's usually very hard hitting and it's very dark. About the sort of bureaucracy and the difficulty of human rights in China. And in some way, like I felt when I made Old Stone, I was making a film that was very, in some way, black and white. I was making a very bold statement, but I wanted to find the gray in China, because there is a lot of complex issues, and in To Live to Sing, I wanted to avoid that, because it's very easy to just say, okay, it's all the government's fault. But I wanted to look at the idea of change in a different way, and so that was, and that actually came in and also because the opera troupe, they're so like life, there's so much life in them, so for me to just exercise my perception of, oh, this is a film that is saying change is bad, and anything that to do with killing traditional art is terrible. Of course it is, but I wanted to see if I can find another angle about it, and that's when I started looking at change as perhaps it's something to be accepted rather than to always to just fight change. Like the main character, she fights change. She wants to keep because she wants to keep her family, but we knew that I think that everybody kind of knows when they start watching the film that she's fighting a losing battle. So the tension would be that what I would give them at the very end of it is that she might have to learn that if she allows this fight to if she just gives in to change, if she just gives in to change, then something new might come along, that might give her exactly what she needed all along. And I think that we did find that in the very last scene where we were telling the audience is, change is not bad. It's not all bad. There is a much more complicated way of looking at it, and if you accept change, something new might come along, and that's sort of the ending. We have that even when after all this is gone, there's still that the family can still live on in the spirit, in some way.